And welcome to part 2 of What If Broly had landed on Beerus' planet. This is not quite the same as What If Broly had been adopted by Beerus or Goku had been adopted, because he was technically adopted, but not in the same way. It's a different style of questioning. And we're on part 2, so last time of the Dragon Ball Super What If. Broly had just shown up to defeat the diabolical Frieza, avenging his long-lost people and the Saiyans and his planet Vegeta for its destruction. So Goku and Vegeta would be amazed at this Saiyan. Vegeta, we already established that they would Beerus and Whis probably show up a little later. It's like, oh, Whis, did you really have to let him go? It's like, this planet's so dull. Oh, well, perhaps there's something good to eat around here. You, show me, what is your food like on this planet? And they'd quickly, obviously, grow accustomed to food and probably hang out there for a little bit. So you'd probably get Vegeta going to Broly, and Vegeta would probably want to test Broly first. Goku too is like, oh man, can we go like toe to toe? It's like, well, I mean, I guess we could if you really want to. It's like, fine, great. It's like, not so fast, Kakarot. I get him first. It's like, aw, you always get to have the fun. Come on, it's like, you got to take on Frieza first, and look how that went. I get this new Saiyan. So Vegeta would, him and Vegeta would square up, and Vegeta, I don't think Vegeta has Super Saiyan 3. I don't think that was something Vegeta ever really wanted to try to achieve. So he powers up all the way to Super Saiyan 2, because he saw how strong Frieza was. They couldn't beat Frieza, and he saw how strong Broly was to just easily beat Frieza. So he powers all the way up to his full power Super Saiyan 2, and then Broly's just, all right, let's do this. And they go toe to toe. Now, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta at this point, who is stronger than his stronger than a non-God enhanced canon counterpart, I guess we can go with, is able to go push and go toe to toe with base form Broly initially. Remember that base form Broly, when he accessed his rage, not even when he accessed his rage, base form Broly was actually able to go toe to toe with standard Super Saiyan Vegeta in the movie. It took Vegeta going to God to pretty much overwhelm him, and then he got a rage boost which overwhelmed the Vegeta. I would say Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta can handle base form Broly. They will duke it. They're duking up pretty whole-handedly. Vegeta is probably the better fighter, even though Broly's been living with Whis and Beerus for so long. He's still probably the more skilled fighter, just because he's a bit more of a tactician than anything else. And Goku would probably be the better fighter because it just comes more naturally to him. So Vegeta definitely is pushing Broly. Come on, is that all you have? Show me that power! Show it to me! And then Broly just goes, all right. And then he just goes to Super Saiyan, poof, and just stops him dead in destruction, boom, and then just pretty much just ends Vegeta. Oh, not ends, but ends the fight there. And he just goes on the ground. Just, oh, need a Senzu beam, best buddy? Shut up, Kakarot. All right, my turn. Goku goes Super Saiyan 2. Now, it's hard to say whose base form is stronger in the Dragon Ball Z history at that point. It could be implied that Vegeta's is stronger, but because Goku had Super Saiyan 3, he was ultimately a stronger opponent. I think it's more likely Goku's was slightly stronger at that point in time in base form. Scale that up, Goku would still probably be the slightly stronger of the two. So Goku immediately goes to Super Saiyan 2. Broly's still in Super Saiyan. They go toe-to-toe, but Goku's pretty much on the losing end. Then he's like, all right, fine. Yeah! And as he's powering up, Whis and Beerus have been kind of on and off watching, just actually taking a little bit more of a notice of what Goku's dishing out, because the Super Saiyan transformations are whatever to him. Broly's had God for years now. He's gone toe-to-toe with Beerus several times. They have good spars. They know exactly how strong he is. There hasn't been anyone who's really been able to step up to the plate. But here comes Goku, who obviously isn't as strong as Super Saiyan God Broly or anything God-related. But Broly's Super Saiyan form so far is one of the strongest, forms any of them have really seen. And Vegeta couldn't take him on. Hell, his Super Saiyan form would have been enough to just beat Frieza, but he went Super Saiyan Aquamarine and, beat him out. So Goku powers up to Super Saiyan 3, and they actually do take notice how strong he is, and even Broly's a little surprised. And Broly's like, Broly never displayed a form like this in training. Must be something unique to this Saiyan. And the guy, this power won't last long, so let's make it count. Then he comes in and just lands a haymaker right on Broly, who was not expecting quite the increase. Because remember, in terms of multipliers, 50 times in normal Super Saiyan, 100 times for Super Saiyan 2, and then 400 times in Super Saiyan 4. So it's quadruple what he was already at fighting, which, to be fair, he wasn't doing very well. Now he's able to hold his own relatively well. He's able to really go toe-to-toe with Broly at the moment. But and even Broly has to admit, he's having some fun. So I was like, all right, you want me to go? Come on, do what Vegeta said. Show me some more of that power. I can take it. And then he goes Super Saiyan God and pretty much beats Goku. So their spars with Broly end pretty quickly. But Broly actually compliments them both. Like, you guys are a lot stronger than, you made it on. If Frieza hadn't been training, you guys probably would have beaten him. So, with some coercing and coaxing from, the two of them, they do go to train to learn God Ki with Whis, which, because we know from Vegeta, they can just learn it. You don't need the ritual. You can just learn it. So they go and they do their training, and they're going to be there for a little while training with Broly. So they'll be there training not just Whis, but with Broly as well. It'd be nice for Broly to have some other, Saiyans to interact with. Sorry, there's an ant I want to get in a little while because because I'm in the forest. My area is in a much more woody area, foresty area. We have a solid ant problem in the spring and summer, and I mean like big black ants. And I'm just looking at I'm gonna kill you. I'm going to kill you. But we're gonna, just keep moving on because, screw them. The hell with them. By the way, I am gonna just complete this who would win this what if out in this video. So this one might go on a little longer than your average one. But they'll be training for all. Now, they'll definitely get God Ki. They'll have their Super Saiyan God form. But do they get Super Saiyan Blue? Because remember, Goku had Super Saiyan Blue, or Super Saiyan God, initially when he went to train to get Super Saiyan Blue. However, I will say yes, they do both get Super Saiyan Blue, because Vegeta also got Super Saiyan Blue, and he didn't even have God Ki. So I think they both do achieve Super Saiyan Blue. I think, though, they're a bit more... They're less refined with it at this point. It's still a very new concept to them. So when Champa comes around, he's like, "Oh, brother, what's going on here now? Training some monkeys, are we?" What'd you say? It's like, oh, come on, you guys really? Oh, sorry. No. It's like, wait, who are these? The Saiyans. What? But they have their tails. Yeah, Saiyans have tails. What? It's like, what? In my universe, they don't. You have Saiyans in your... Where are you from? They explained the whole concept of the 12 universes. And they arranged a tournament. Now, it would be Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, and I think Broly. And then you get, obviously, Monaka who's showing up there. Then the tournament starts off. They meet up there. The first Goku versus Otama goes the same as it does. Goku versus Frost, unfortunately, goes the same as it does. Same with Piccolo. Then Vegeta versus Frost goes the same. They reinstate Goku. He beats Kaba and Vegeta. And then Hit beats Vegeta pretty soundly. Nothing about that changes. Broly, the question is, does Broly go, or does I think Goku would want Broly to go first. So Broly immediately powers up the Super Saiyan Aquamarine because, okay, he beat Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. I gotta figure this out. And initially, he's getting slammed on all sides also. And he's getting more and more irritated. But because he's trained under Whis for so long, he can figure this out a bit easier. Pinpointing where he's going to be. Basically predicting what Goku was doing. And eventually the next punch comes and he grabs the punch. And it's like, what? And then he just, boom, boom, kind of Hulk slams his head around a bit. Hit's just able to grab it. Ugh. It's like, all right. Let's try it again. Boom. This snags Broly again. But again, on the second time he goes around, or third, I guess, in this case, he grabs him again and just smacks him again. So he's not, because Goku's just a more naturally go-with-the-flow kind of guy, which is why it's easier for him to predict things, I would imagine, which is why he was able to actually hit Ultra Instinct. Broly, not so much, but Broly has enough training under Whis that he can pinpoint and predict occasionally where Hit is going to be. And Hit's noticing this, and he's impressed. So now they're actually tagging each other. Now this is back and forth. Now, Hit does have the invisible energy blast he can use, which is going to be irritating for Broly to deal with. But ultimately, it's one of those things that does Broly ultimately beat Hit. I don't think he beats Hit, but he wears Hit down. Like, seriously, wears Hit down. Hit actually has to probably resort to using a couple extra, not like his lethal moves, but like when Broly comes in for the final hit, he suddenly phases right through him. It's like, I can't believe you made me use this technique. You see, whenever I skip through time, I actually store up that skip time in another dimension, and I can actually phase out there and do this and this and that. So, yeah. Now, does Hit also improve? No. I actually don't think Hit improves, like, just through sheer improvement. Because with Goku actually was overwhelming Hit legitimately. Like, Hit couldn't get a hit in, couldn't get a shot in at all for a while, which is what forced him to improve. With Broly, he's not having that same issue. Broly's hitting him, but he's hitting Broly back. So I don't think it's a matter of him feeling he needs to improve. It's just a matter of him getting the right shot on Broly, which he eventually, I think, does and puts him down. Doesn't kill him, but put him down. But he's worn out, and Goku goes in now. He goes Super Saiyan. He will not go Super Saiyan Kaioken, though. Or Super Saiyan Blue, I should say. He does not go Super Saiyan Kaioken, though, because I think it's one of those things he hasn't had Super Saiyan Blue for long enough. He just hasn't. Now, that being said, you go to the Goku Black arc, that's a different story. But he goes Super Saiyan Blue, and at this point, he's figured Hit out because Hit hasn't improved yet, and he just starts blocking and hitting, and eventually, boom, smacks Hit out of there, basically. Which you might argue, well, wouldn't he want to, he's seeing Hit want to test himself at his best and everything along those lines? Yes, he would, but he knows that he's next in line and that Hit's pretty much just tired out. He can't get Hit at his best regardless. So, he figures, give him the best shot I can, he's giving the best shot he can, and they end the fight, which means they ultimately win legitimately. Beerus gets his wish, which he wishes for the Earth to be back for Champa. And then things go relatively peacefully at that point. Whis and Beerus frequent Earth, same with Broly, but Broly's not living on Earth. Broly basically lives with Whis and Beerus at this point, and Beerus even comments that yes, you've improved quite greatly, you're saying, Goku, Vegeta. Though you still have a long way to go before you hit my level, or even Broly's level. What? You're saying I'm stronger than you? Come on, bro. That's it. Vegeta would take some, mild exception with that. However, just as he's about to challenge Broly to another fight, and Broly's like, okay, and then Trunks shows up. It's like, what? And then he attacks Goku, and the explanation, is brought up of what's going on. I do think it is Goku Black, not Broly or Vegeta Black or anything. I do think it's Goku Black, just because Goku's the one who beat Hit and everything along those lines. Though in theory, you could also see that him watching the Broly fight, but Goku's the one who beat Hit, so ultimately, which the only reason it was Goku's body he ultimately stole, when you break it down, is because A, Goku visited him in that timeline later on, but B, he saw Goku flex not just Super Saiyan Blue, but Kaioken as well. So, and that was also the one on TV that he was watching on GodTube. So, yeah, he would show up, Goku Black, and they would show off the power. That whole thing goes the same. He does ask who this is, who Beerus, Whis, and Broly are. Then Goku Black shows up. He sees Vegeta. He doesn't recognize Broly. He knows who Beerus and Whis are, but he doesn't recognize Broly. And this is after Goku goes and whips Zamasu's butt. That whole back and forth goes the same. That whole fight goes the same. They go to the future. I don't think Broly goes the first time. I do not. I think that plays out exactly the same way. And the reason I say it is because, Vegeta's like, we don't need your help, Broly. We can handle this ourselves. Vegeta, I think, Vegeta's a little myth that there's two individuals, because he's not dumb. He knows Goku ultimately, unfortunately, at least right now, is still a little stronger than him. If not, they're almost evened out, but Goku might still be a little stronger. And he's got the sneaking suspicion probably at this point that Goku's hiding something like Kaioken, for instance. But that still goes the same. They go back after getting their asses kicked. This time when they go to the future, I can't remember, did they go 2 or 3 times? I'm pretty certain they went 3 times, only due to the fact that Trunks didn't go that Super Saiyan Berserk or Super Saiyan Rage boost form the first time. He got it the second time, and at that point he was stalling him until they came back. So the second time, however, is when Broly goes with them. Now, with Broly there, it makes it, first off, it was 3-on-2 and they were still somewhat outmatched. Now it's 4-on-2, and Broly, not taking Goku having a Kaioken boost, is still stronger than either of them. So, when Goku back to us, it's like, so you've returned. Oh, that's right. You were there too. I don't quite know who you are. I'm Broly. I'm associate of Whis and Lord Beerus. Oh, I see. So another Saiyan who thinks he can achieve the power of a god. Well, let me tell you something, mortal. You're nothing. And Broly's just like, oh, I'm so sick of hearing you talk. And Zamasu shows up as well. But Broly immediately says, though, you guys handle Goku Black. I got Zamasu. It's like, oh, really? Well, why didn't then Broly just immediately go Super Saiyan? Remember, his Super Saiyan's on the level of Super Saiyan Blue. His standard Super Saiyan was Super Saiyan Blue level in its own right. So he had God Ki in there. That's why he's actually naturally stronger than Goku and Vegeta. He just grabs Zamasu and just smacks him into the wall. It's like, oh, I see how you do. And Zamasu is trying to hit Broly. He's trying. And even when he does hit Broly just boom. Kind of like when Vegeta hit him in the face, just boom. And just grabs him, you said you wish for an immortal body. Doesn't mean you can't feel pain. And then just starts basically doing that whole grinding him through the wall thing. Just arrogant mortal. You think you're so powerful. You can't stand before God. I got news for you, buddy. I got news for you, Zamasu. And then he just powers up, Super Saiyan Aquamarine. I am a god! And then he just grabs him again and pretty much makes Zamasu his bitch for a while. Like, let's be clear. Zamasu was strong, but Goku at Super Saiyan 2 before he got his wish, Zamasu got his wish of immortality, was stronger and could beat Zamasu. There's no indication his power really got that much stronger. He was able to pretty much overwhelm Vegeta or Goku because of his immortal body. Otherwise, Goku honestly was beating him straight out in any fight one-on-one they had. It's just that he was being tag teamed most of the time by Goku Black and Zamasu. If you really actually break it down, he pretty much was able to own Zamasu in any fight they actually had. And I imagine Broly would have a much easier time as well. Just, and then he's getting angry. It's like, you! It's like, you, arrogant. You call us arrogant. You call mortals arrogant. You call us... It's like, but what are you? You're nothing more than a false god. Like, how dare you? Oh, I am God. It's like, no. And then, no. And I'm going to prove it. And then, basically... Now, Whis never actually said what the technique what the techniques they have are for sealing that are better than the Mafuba. However, I imagine that after they explain the scenario, Whis would impart a technique, whatever it be, some sort of sealing technique, onto Broly, or with Broly, because it seems it's going to be a trouble to the timeline, you better deal with this. So I imagine he would have given him something to deal with Zamasu. I do believe that. And let's just say it's like a crystal. Let's say it's like a little, or like almost like a Patara earring, but it's slightly different, like a orb on a string, like a necklace. But it's a special orb, like it can't be. You need like magic to break it more than anything else. And he basically just concentrates God Ki into the necklace, and then he just shoves it into his chest and just, what is this? This is a gift from my master. And enjoy. It's like, and then Goku's like, I don't sense Zamasu. Where is he? It's like, and just, Broly just, right here. What? How? You, how did you, say, pay attention, fool! And just smack, they realize, Goku Black is like, he sealed Zamasu away? And it's like, how dare you, you insolent mortals. He just creates the scythe, and then just tears the fabric and the fabric dimension apart for a little bit. But it's Goku, Vegeta, and Broly versus him. At this point, Broly just gets behind, just gets him in that, full nose and just, he's like, oh, let me go. Let me go, you Ningen. You insolent monster. Take the shot. And he just yells, take the shot. It's like, guys, you heard him, Kakarot, take it. And Kamehameha, Kalagan, fire. Basically, combo. Combo. And then Broly's more or less just, like, how dare you? Before it hits, again, being trained by Wish, he has something better than the instant transmission. He has just that instantaneous movement, I'm certain. So he just kind of knees him in the back real quick to stun him, and then gets out of there. And then Goku Black just, he's basically, gets blasted. Still barely standing, but now it's like his arm's gone, his face is actually half gone. He just had a, you scum. How is he? They're like, how is he still standing? His blotars are gone. He's half bald. Like, one half of his face is gone, but the other half of his head's bald. Yo! And then Broly's just like, I thought you guys could take care of him, but I guess he's not your fault, guys. He's just more durable than we thought. And then he just comes in and just blasts his head off. And the timeline was saved. So they go back, try this. Did it work? And then they basically reveal the necklace. They have Zamasu there. And they say, oh, very, very good. God, you let me out of here. You angel messenger. Whis, do me a favor. Remind me to destroy this little pest when we go back to meet Goatsu. Yes, Lord Beerus. So that all goes the same. Trunks bids him farewell. He promises not to meddle with the timeline again as he goes back to his timeline to repair, patch things up, and have a lovely little home life in mind. Have tons of kids, and then the things settle out for a while. Then remember, Zeno probably would have shown up at the exposition. At the tournament with as a Universe 6 tournament. That's what I was trying to go with. And Goku raises the whole, universe, the tournament of power, and they do it, and that doesn't go quite the same, because Gohan goes. I don't think Broly goes initially. Well, no, you know what? I think Broly would go. With the fate of the universe online and him knowing the risk, it would be Broly, Gohan, and Goku. Broly would be first. He quickly makes work of, that was Basil, I believe. Lavender's next. That ties, and Goku beats Bergamo pretty easy. And he does show off Kaioken to Topo, which illustrates that power-wise, I think he, with a Kaioken times 20, is stronger than Broly. Even with Kaioken times 10, I think he does surpass Broly at this point in time. But ultimately, Broly still got the stronger base form, Super Saiyan Blue form, or Aquamarine. So, they basically, I keep saying basically, they go to make their team. So their team at the moment would be Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Broly, Piccolo, 17 and 18, Krillin, Tien, and Roshi. They don't bother getting Boo because Boo didn't even go to the exposition match. So their team's set, and they don't have Frieza. They have Broly instead, who honestly is much stronger than Frieza. So when it's all said and done, they work it all out, and they go and, tournament begins. Now, that being said, despite being a team player, doing it for the benefit of his master and Lord Beerus, Broly's still a Saiyan. Broly still does enjoy a good fight, and I think he still would do the Vegeta and Goku and go out on his own. I think he would be very systematically going through opponents. I think Universe 10 and 9 get eliminated a lot quicker in this version. Broly just taking out Universe 9 members, Universe 10 members going pretty quick as well. Now, the interesting thing happened. Now, Caulifla still challenges Goku, because I don't think Broly's really been using Super Saiyan Aquamarine at this point. But Goku is still challenging Goku, and then Kale starts to rage out. Everyone notices, particularly them, like Goku and Vegeta and Broly, and, Beerus and Whis in the stance, because that was reminding Whis very much of Broly early on. Like, that's very peculiar. Could she have the same genetic anomaly as Broly that gives him his power? Go, son, Kakarot, son. Oh, actually, he was calling him Goku. Goku, and he's like, then Broly actually steps in a way with just the Super Saiyan form and does stop Kale. Just, it's like Goku. I know you want to fight her, but trust me, this is something I need to deal with. And Goku, it's like, oh, come on, really? It's like, Goku, come on, Goku. And he can tell Broly's not kidding around here. It's like, this is something Broly wasn't expecting, and he's the right guy to be dealing with Kale. Because that's his power pretty much, so he knows how to deal with it. And, well, truth be told, it's a weaker version of his power, because if we really break it down, Broly's stronger than Kale. Dragon Ball Super Broly was stronger than Kale. Let's be honest. I mean, you want to try to make that argument? If you want me to do that versus, I will. But my money's on Broly in that fight. And I say that because even though Kale initially did gain control over Super Saiyan form, Broly already in base form was able to go toe to toe with Super Saiyan, in just Super Saiyan's base form or Rage, Super Saiyan God level characters, just in base form alone. Kale had to go Super Saiyan for that crap. I digress. So he's just like, and Goku just takes him as words, like, fine, I'll go find someone else. I'll go help Hit. There you go. Yeah, you do that. And then Kali's like, no, you don't get out of here. So Caulifla tries to take on Goku. That's actually think the better thing that would happen. He goes to maybe go help Hit. Instead, she's like, you're not getting anywhere, Goku. Going anywhere, Goku. And then Goku honestly flat out beats Caulifla. I think Goku eliminates Caulifla because Caulifla, despite going Super Saiyan 2, cannot beat a Super Saiyan Blue. She couldn't beat a Super. I doubt she could have actually beaten Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Super Saiyan 2 Goku was at minimum equally as strong as she was, and a far superior fighter. So I don't think she could have even beaten Goku at Super Saiyan 2. But anyway, Kale and Broly kind of like actually stare up. And Kale, despite being in a berserker mindset, realizes this guy's got similar strength to her. Like, not just power level, but in the feel of the energy. He's just, he says, I get it, you're angry, because he's been through this. You're angry, you need to focus on something. And then she's like, out of my way, Goku's mine! She smacks Broly, he goes flying, because despite the fact that I think he's stronger, that's gonna hurt. And you're like, oh, okay, fine. Then he comes in, just smacks, comes in, like, just clocks her. And unlike with Goku, who was, granted, he wasn't going full power, really wasn't doing much damage to her, that Broly cracks her, just it's like, and then they go toe to toe. Broly, however, is a much more refined fighter compared to Kale at this point. So he's at Super Saiyan, she's at her Super Saiyan Berserker form, and he's still struggling with her. She's pushing him to some extent. He's a better fighter. He's getting solid shots in, but she's still tough. So he actually has to go straight on to God form and just try to overwhelm her there, and that's even a little difficult. So he just goes straight to Aquamarine, and at that point, just knees her in the gut, just boom, knocks her out, and then just eliminates her. So out the gate, we lose Caulifla and Kale, who had the Platara earrings on them, and that's immediately a problem. It's like, I say, what did you use the Platara? He didn't give us time, damn it. So that happens. The whole Pride Trooper thing doesn't actually happen the same way because they were attacking Kale and Caulifla during that scenario. So a lot of the Pride Troopers stay around, though I think Broly probably makes quick work of most of them. Then you get through some of the remainder of the tournament. Not a lot of different things happen, but eventually you get to Jiren versus Goku. I think Broly is struggling is like being dealt with Toppo. Like, he maybe tries to take on Jiren, and Toppo gets in the way. Because Toppo is strong enough to go toe-to-toe. Toppo's got God of Destruction level power, because he's a candidate for God of Destruction. So, the fight between Goku and Jiren goes about the same. Well, actually, goes legitimately the same. And then Goku does Ultra Instinct. Broly's watching this like, wow. And then he gets knocked out. He almost gets knocked out. I think Broly, though, comes and gives him some of his energy, gets him back up, gives him a bit more of his energy than, say, Frieza, because his energy is kind of like always perpetually rises until he, like, caps it off. Like, that's what Super Saiyan Blue / Aquamarine for Broly really does, is it caps his power so it doesn't go out of control. That's what Super Saiyan Blue honestly does. It's key control more than anything else. So he gives it a bit more energy. So instead of Goku just being in his base form and struggling in base form, he can at least hit Super Saiyan, I'm going to say Super Saiyan 2 and be generally okay. So when Boaretta and those guys come after him, he's actually able to knock one of them out without too much difficulty. They're pressuring him a little bit, but because he can actually go into his Super Saiyan forms, he can take them on without too much difficulty. Meanwhile, Hit gets knocked out, but as Hit gets knocked out, Jiren turns around. As he turns around, closes his eyes, Broly's kind of waiting in the wings, just nearly lands a shot on Jiren, but Jiren just he was like, what? And then Broly's like, crap, I almost had him. It's like I gotta give you credit, that was close. Anyway, and then he uses his eyes to just blast Broly back. Broly just gets back up, and now there's standing squaring off with each other. Broly immediately goes to Aquamarine because I can't take any chances with this guy. Broly's less of a fun fighter than Goku, like for the challenge, and he is more cautious than Goku was because he knows what's at stake. He decides to go straight on full power and to the best he can using the Ozaru boost he has, because even though he has his tail, he can't actually turn into Ozaru at will in this form. There was moons on Beerus' planet, I'm sure, that would affect him in that way, but at best he can do basically his Ozaru rage boost is what would happen. Unlike Goku, I don't think he would have ever learned to turn into Ozaru at will. But he does the rage boost on top of his Aquamarine. So an Aquamarine rage boost with like a yellow golden aura. And this is something that even his mentality, even with all the years of training he's had on Whis, his mentality is struggling under this much rage and power. And he's bulking up again. And he just, it's like, let's go. And then even Jiren surprisingly is like, he actually gets in the stance like, all right, and then they go toe to toe. This time, Broly at this point, Broly is 10 times. It's kind of like his version of a Kaioken, except it's less about the strain of his body, just how long he can handle it mentally. And Goku needs his Kaioken to overtake Broly's base. Now, at times 20, I do think Goku's the stronger of the two. With this, Broly and him, I would put them maybe equal to each other. It's not quite as Goku's level, but it's still, or close enough. It's not quite so to Kaioken's 2020, but it's right around there. Which, again, we know that wasn't even close to Jiren's strength at that point. But with the fact is, he doesn't need to do it in bursts like with the Kaioken. He can just maintain this form. So he can at least push Jiren harder than, say, Goku could with Kaioken, because Kaioken is in sporadic intervals. You can't hold Kaioken for very long. So they're going back and forth. He even gets a good couple shots, because even Goku was able to tag Jiren once or twice in that fight, and just lands those hits, and eventually Jiren, unfortunately, knocks out Broly. I think Broly does get knocked out at that point. Goku does recover. Ultimately, there's no Aniraza because Goku managed to knock out one of the robots. Maybe there's like a weaker version that's only a combination of like 3 of them or something like that. But they beat them. When you really break it down, the remainder fighters would be Universe 7 and 11. It would be obviously Dispo, Topo, and Jiren. Goku, Gohan, Vegeta. Piccolo, I think, gets knocked out. 17 and 18, though, are still there. I think they're still there. So you'd still have the combination of fighting going on. However, I think Topo actually gets eliminated through that technique, through the sacrifice technique 17 was doing, except 18 saves his ass out of there, and I think she takes the loss on that. They take out Dispo without too much difficulty. So it's pretty much Vegeta, Goku, 17, and Gohan. I don't think Gohan has to eliminate himself to get rid of Dispo, honestly. So basically that goes down. Remember, Gohan actually gets stronger throughout the more he fights, the more he trains, because of the way his mystic energy gets, or the way its ultimate form works. So Gohan would be able to put up an effort against Jiren. Ultimately, wouldn't result in much. I do think 17 does the sacrifice play. He knocks himself up. Vegeta gets knocked out. Goku gets that Ultra Instinct the second time. The thing about it is that would he go into Master? Because it took 3 times going into Ultra Instinct Omen to go into Mastered Ultra Instinct. I think it's more about the mentality of it and him understanding it. I think, mind you, that might be the case, that he could do it. Remember that I didn't say Gohan got knocked out. Gohan didn't get knocked out in this. And 17 we know is still alive. I think their fight begins and he lands that gut shot on Jiren and they go toe-to-toe. However, remember, when he does that Kamehameha, Jiren had already seen that. So that's why he was able to counter it. That's not to say he couldn't counter it this time, but I think this one takes him a little by surprise this time. And he actually has to... And he's hurt and he's singed to a degree, but Jiren still ultimately just blasts him away. And then, strides step over the gods, Kakaroto. And then, let's assume he gets the Mastered Ultra Instinct. That whole fight goes down the same. He nearly gets knocked out. Gohan blasts him into the stage. Gohan and 17 take on Jiren. Gohan doesn't have telekinesis, so he can't do the rock move. But he does have Solar Flare. So when Jiren's about to come in and say, Token Kaki, Solar Flare! And then 17 comes and just blasts him. And he's blinded too, so it's not like he's about to, that won't work twice. We're like, what? And then boom. And unlike Frieza, Gohan would eliminate Jiren. Gohan eliminates Jiren. And with that, 17, I think, actually had the most knockouts at that point. So 17 gets the wish. They wish back the universes. There's no Dragon Ball Super Broly, because Broly's already around. They all like, yay! And that's where we're going to leave it, because Super comes back, I think, next year, from what they're talking about, or later this year, honestly. I don't actually read the manga, but I'm seeing what's going on in the manga. I would be interested to see if they go the Moro arc. If Moro is actually what they do, I would be interested to see what they do and change that. Plus, there's also actually Broly canon, because they did Battle of Gods and Resurrection F as a saga. So I'm wondering if they'll do Dragon Ball Super Broly as a legitimate arc. We'll see what happens. But yeah, like I said, this one was going to go on longer. I wanted to get it out, finish it off for the day. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. What am I pointing down for yet? We'll do a review of it at some point. And ideas for who to win, Star Wars, Superhero Magic, what if, anything in the channel, put down in the comments below. That's when I was doing it. Put down in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. There will be a what if and a who to win. A what if and a box office video tomorrow. It's Easter, so I'll wish you all a happy Easter tomorrow. I wish you a happy Easter tomorrow, but I'll wish you a happy Easter tomorrow. And I'm going to have a couple more reviews up. I didn't see a movie. You'll notice there's no Curse of La Llorona up. It was like an hour before I had to go to the movie, and I just wasn't feeling that great. I wasn't feeling ill. Well, it had been a long week, so I think it was just the whole week catching up to me. I'm like, I'm not really interested in La Llorona that much, and I'm definitely not going to see Breakthrough. Well, never say never. Someone requests it, sure, but I wasn't going to sit through Breakthrough when I wasn't feeling that great. I'd rather sit through Curse of La Llorona than sit through Breakthrough if I wasn't feeling that great. Anyway, I digress. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you folks. Well, I'll see you a little later.